In this episode of Rodeo, two young bull riders take on the beast. But it's the battles outside the ring that put them to the real test.
You know, it was a shock to all of us. It's a real cruel disease.
Plus, two barrel racers run hard for the money with two different plans.
Is that what rodeo's about? Heck yeah, winning money.
There has been lots of days where I haven't made a dime, but I couldn't imagine myself in any other life.
And a boy tries to prove that he belongs in a man's world and pays the price. This is Rodeo. It's early in the rodeo season, and competitors are being bruised and beaten 8 seconds at a time. At the young age of 18, novice saddle bronc rider Wyatt Thurston is no exception.
It's part of the game. Everybody is going to get banged up, bruised. It's not really a question of if you get hurt, it's when.
Okay, Wyatt.
Wyatt's body is already on the verge of being broken. Yesterday, he drew 2 bad horses in a row. One nearly crushed him. So he was allowed to ride yet again.
You're gonna get a re-ride.
Wyatt's dad, Skeeter, a 5-time CFR finalist, was keen for Wyatt to cowboy up and take the ride.
Want to get on your horse? Oh, come on. Well, you ain't gonna win no money if you don't get on.
But thanks to a shortage of horses, Wyatt was given the option of doing his re-ride the next day.
What? Let's start with you and end with you or something.
Okay.
And re-ride time is now.
Just really sore. I got a torn muscle in my left leg, kind of deep down beside the bone, and it's just been bothering me during while I was riding.
The pressure to succeed in his rookie season and please his parents has landed Wyatt reluctantly back in the saddle.
I'm spent.
There's a time when you've got to go above and beyond what you feel like doing. It's not what you feel like doing, it's what you're really capable of. That to me is being a winner.
Let's keep bucking some broncs, Mac. You're doing great.
It'd take quite a bit to keep Wyatt back because he's from the old school. You get bucked off, you don't go and snivel, you get back on. And if anything with Wyatt, that could hurt him down the road because he's getting on too early and he could hurt himself.
Wow. All right, to the novice broncs now, and a young man, Wyatt Thurston, Big Valley, Alberta. This is his re-ride from yesterday. I know you're as tough as nails. Let's ride another one. We'll get another one after this, too. Here we go. Here. Thank you, bud. Wyatt Thurston, I'll tell you what, these might be young horses, but they're not easy horses that these novice kids are getting on. Ooh.
Tried gassing him. It's just a bad weekend. I jammed this wrist today, stuff, and I was a little sore. I was kind of just sore all over yesterday from that horse rolling on me, but that's just rodeo. You got to buck up and do it.
If they buck off, I don't care, but I don't want to see them jump off or wuss out or whatever. And that sounds like a harsh thing, but I think that's reality. And even coming from a mother, that's love.
Kendra Eady is one of the country's up-and-coming barrel racers. But in this event, it takes two to win. And Kendra's loyalty runs deep for her partner.
Captain is so important. I guess he's like my child. As a young horse, he was hard-headed, he was strong-willed. He'd buck my ass off every day in the field and just tried all the time. So to me, that shows that he's got heart. He's not a machine. He's my best buddy, so I gotta take care of him and make sure he's happy. And there has been lots of days where I haven't made a dime, but you know what? I couldn't imagine myself in any other life.
But passion doesn't pay the bills.
Okay, get your hand up. Don't get it too low.
Making a living in rodeo is reserved for a chosen few. So Kendra supports herself with her job as a riding instructor for troubled youth.
We deal with all sorts, from broken homes, abuse, a little bit of everything. There, you're doing good keeping him out there because he's wanting to be over with Freckles. Horses are amazing therapeutically for their kids, and if I can make someone happy, that makes me happy. And if I can get rid of all that garbage that he has in his life for that half hour or that hour that he's with me, then that makes my day.
The first big rodeo of the season awaits, so Kendra is hitting the road with the love of her life and devoted husband Joel.
I've always wanted to make the Canadian finals in the steer wrestling, but last year helping Kendra, I got a LBR helper pass for the Canadian finals, so we had to throw our manly pride aside for that one a little bit.
We just have a relationship where it's totally understanding. We're definitely a team. I need someone to get me ready. I need someone to help me when, you're in the lows.
It's highly demanding having a wife who's a barrel racer.
Probably even just back over those shavings.
I've learned that I drive in, okay, where would you like to be? And that's where we park.
We pull up to a rodeo, gotta get Captain out of the trailer, get Captain watered, get Captain for a walk. Captain is priority. I'm very holistic, very natural with my horses. And I've tried to stick to a very strict program of being very natural with them because I know that horses in the wild are completely natural and they're healthy. So just 4 drops for performance enhancing. I take care of it on my own, just with homeopathics, herbs. Kind of helps him focus, just takes that edge off. And it seems to work, so I take 4 drops too.
And a young front rider that knows how to get the cash on any given day. Whitfield is where he calls home of Ray Griff's famous Whitfield Amateurs.
The Grand Prairie Stampede. With over $70,000 in prize money up for grabs, a win here would ensure a solid start to Kendra's season. And she's confident that her years of training Captain are finally going to pay off.
This year now, he's a solid horse. I think he's right there where he can make money.
But Kendra's not the only one expecting great things from Captain this season. Watching them closely is competitor Sierra Stoney.
Kendra's horse has been working really good, Captain, and I give all the credit to Kendra because he wasn't always like that at all. Like, she went through a lot of, trials with him, that's for sure. She's definitely in competition right now this weekend. Everyone will probably be running to the fence when she goes.
Kendra and the Captain, the hottest pair in racing today. They won. She's the top girl in Canada right now. Over $7,000 gathered up. Take it up for Kendra and the captain. 15:59 puts her in the number 3 spot right now, sitting second.
Kendra's time has guaranteed her a top 3 finish, and she wins close to $2,000 for only a 15-second ride.
He's listening really good. I can't complain. It's a tough girl race.
But all that separates Kendra from first place is 9/10 of a second. She'll be strategizing about how to get to the top during her 9-hour drive to the next rodeo.
People always say to me, you drove all that way just to go make like a 15 or 17 second run? I said, yeah. They said, wow, you girls must be passionate. But, I mean, yeah, you gotta love it.
Kendra might be done for the day, but the action at Grand Prairie is still going strong. And bull rider Ty Elliott is getting psyched up to battle the beast. The lure of the rodeo is undeniable. But there's one animal that draws fans back time and time again. It's over 2,000 pounds of danger. The mighty bull. And only a select few cowboys attempt the unthinkable.
I think they're not crazy. You got to be crazy to get on a 2,000-pound animal that just wants to hurt you.
It's the most dangerous event in rodeo, killing riders every year.
Anytime you get on it, you could get hurt really seriously, or you could even die.
We've all got one job to do. Some of them take it to the extreme and they give themselves 2 jobs. Firstly, to buck the guy off, and then go hunting for business after.
The rules of bull riding are simple. Hold on with one hand, don't touch anything with the other hand, and stay on for 8 long seconds. And run for your life when you get off. It's the last day of the Grand Prairie Stampede, and everyone's been waiting for the big event.
You all right?
23-year-old bull rider Ty Elliott has his eyes on the prize. Last year, he shot to the top of the circuit and for the first time made it to the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
Last season, it was the best year I've had, like, ever. You know, everywhere I went, it seems like I drew the right bulls, and I got into the right rodeos and managed to stay on in the right places.
The taste of the big time has him aiming to not only qualify, but win the CFR this year. His strategy? Keep his emotions in check.
It is scary, but we use that to our advantage. It gets our heart pumping, adrenaline going.
At Ty's level now, it's kind of no different than the NHL or the NBA. Your parents' involvement is more there for support.
You know, I have a great family that are behind me in anything I want to do. And I pick rodeo and they're behind me 100%.
You never get fired being a shoot helper. It just makes us proud to see him follow a dream and be so successful at it. But he's away from home a lot, so we miss him.
Ty's parents support his success during an otherwise very difficult time for the family.
This winter, my mom got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer that went into her liver. And, you know, it was a shock to all of us. She's a healthy woman, and it's a real cruel disease.
It was a pretty emotional time this winter when we went through all what we did. But I've learned a lot since January when I got sick, and you got to keep positive. Good job, Clay.
If you didn't know she was sick, you wouldn't know it. I mean, she's still got that sparkle in her eye, and it's amazing how positive and she's kept through this whole thing.
I just wish him good luck and give him a kiss as he leaves, and we're there to support him, but he's his own guy. He knows how to make it work.
With his mom's blessing, Ty is determined to take center stage, and today he's drawn the bull to do it. Since half the rider's score depends on how well his bull bucks, a good bull could mean a good score, if he can hang on.
He's got talent he hasn't even shown us yet. He'll be a future Canadian champion someday soon.
Ty Elliott, he is riding really good this year. He's got the confidence, he's having fun, and he's got the talent. And when all three of them things meet up, it's hard to beat a guy like that.
Hey, they want you out there.
He can be a Canadian champion.
Your bull riding champion of the Grand Prairie Stampede, Ty Elliott, center stage for your 87-point bull ride today aboard Archie from Outlaw.
Yeah, you know, it's a feeling I can definitely get used to. I don't know. Yeah, no, like, guy always, every time he goes, he wants to win first. And when you win first, people want to talk to you, so I can handle that.
A paycheck of $8,301. Where does that put you in the standings now?
I honestly, that's something I try not to keep track of.
Fact is, Ty's stellar performance puts him in second in the overall standings.
Thanks, Donnie.
You buckled, did you?
You betcha. Like, attitude is 90% of this whole thing, and if you're not on your game mentally, you might as well not even nod your head.
But with a year of personal hurdles yet to be resolved, the mental game is going to be the toughest one to play.
Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome each and every one again to the 55th Annual Leap Park.
Raise your head. Close your eyes. There they are.
I swear, I was standing back there and the guy was powdering his rigging and I got powder on my head. It's not all great.
28-year-old bull rider Denton Edge is a two-time Canadian Finals rodeo qualifier and one of the few bull riders on the circuit with a young family.
Actually, Leap Park's the hometown rodeo. I just live a few miles away. They got a hill that's packed full of people, and probably half of them I know, and so you got a lot of people cheering for you, so you darn sure want to hang on pretty tight so you don't have to tell them why you fell off. It gives you a little more try, I would say.
It's like a reunion of people that are from here that have moved away and come back, and so yeah, I think it means a lot to us for sure to do well here and to win this rodeo.
And today, there's a new member of the family in tow.
A couple weeks ago, we had a baby boy. We named him Strand, and he was a big boy, and he's here, and it's his first rodeo.
A win here would be nice, but so far, Denton's rodeo year is off to a bad start. In his first week, Denton got knocked out cold by a bull. It left him with a major concussion and an ultimatum.
Our daughter, Charlie, she knew I got hit in the head or whatever, and she come up to me and said, "Daddy, you hurt your head. You better wear a helmet." So I said, "What do you say to that, eh? You can't say no to her."
Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
With a growing family, there's even more reason to be cautious, especially when you're competing in a sport that can kill you at any given time.
Here a few years ago when the helmets first started coming out, everybody was, "Oh, tough bull rider, we're not wearing a helmet." And that was sort of my take on it too. I didn't think they were a dumb idea, I just didn't think I'd ever wear one. But when you have a wife and kids watching in the stands, and you gotta make sure you're gonna be able to go and help them out afterwards.
You gonna watch Daddy? Charlie? To be a bull rider's wife is exciting and fun and scary. And the more kids we have and the older we get, it does get a little scarier for me. Charlie, Daddy's about to ride his bucking bull. You better get ready to cheer. Come and see him, watch him. Oh, I just hope he stays on and gets off okay, because sometimes his get-offs are a little scary.
In an instant, Denton's bull ride turns terrifying. His spur is stuck in his rope, and he's trapped under a 2,000-pound bull. It's a bull rider's worst nightmare. Denton Edge is trapped under a 2,000-pound bull, and the bullfighters are risking their own lives to save his. His spur finally lets loose, and Denton is freed. Amazingly, he walks away from this one almost unscathed.
Got beat up pretty good. I got my spur hung in the rope and jerked my knee pretty bad. My MCL might be tore off again.
There's times when you see him get into wrecks, and it gets a little scary for sure, but I trust that God will take care of him and he'll be fine.
It's all good. So. Cowboys don't cry. You know, crying won't solve nothing, just friggin' staying on might.
Do you want to push the stroller?
Sierra Stoney is a barrel racer who means business.
Is that what rodeo's about? Heck yeah, winning money. You know, there are the dog girls that just go down the road no matter what, even if they win, lose, whatever. And I tip my hat to them because I couldn't do that.
Sierra Stoney riding a brand new project that can run.
But Sierra started her season on Shasta, a horse still in training, so a win was far from a guarantee.
Rodeo contender for the last.
Shasta wasn't 100% focused out there. She ended up going by and coming way back.
Crank him up a notch.
We lost a lot of time there. Something's wrong with you if you're not disappointed.
1686.
Her disappointing ride left her out of the money and out of patience. So when given the option to switch horses, she took it.
My girlfriend called me. She said, you know, Reba's sitting out in the pasture doing nothing. I think Sierra would like to ride her. I go, would Sierra like to ride her? Of course she would. It would be pretty exciting to ride a seasoned horse.
This is, after all, a business. So Sierra is on her way to pick up her friend's horse.
I'm going to take Reba for a while and kind of see if we can mesh and get along, and hopefully we'll make some money.
The arrangement is a win-win deal.
Reba, how's it going?
Sierra pockets any money she makes on Reba, while the owner gets her horse trained by a professional.
She's still pretty chubby, though. Like, she's still really fat, I think. I like to have them in pretty good shape.
In the high-stakes game of rodeo, Sierra is risking her season on a horse she barely knows, in hopes of giving Kendra Edie a run for her money.
This is totally just going for it, hoping it turns out.
Hand Hills Lake, Alberta. Surrounded by dusty gravel roads and ranch land, there's no one here until rodeo weekend, when over 2,000 people show up.
We are at Hand Hills today, middle of nowhere. I'm sure, you know, when everybody comes here for their first trip, you're just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Unlike cowboys who just show up and ride, female barrel racers travel with their horses, which means hours of preparation, all for less than 20 seconds in the ring.
Voila, a pasture. Cowgirls are very different from cowboys. Cowgirls are very independent. You're not gonna find very many barrel racers that travel together because it's very self-focused and horse-focused.
Rodeo has typically always been a man's sport, and its majority is men. So we're a very small minority that's a part of it, very small. So you kind of have to deal with that too. There's, you know, some of those old school men that just have their, you know, old school mentality. You guys are so funny.
It's been nearly 100 years since women competed in all the same events as men in rodeo. Riding rough stock and often winning over the cowboys, the Cowgirls weren't particularly welcomed by the men. Following the fatal accident of a female bronc rider in 1929 in the U.S., rodeos began restricting the involvement of cowgirls in their events. Today, barrel racing is the only event in professional rodeo in which women compete. Sierra Stoney is as fierce a competitor as they come, but she's gambling today on a borrowed horse in hopes of finally making some money.
I haven't even ran her yet. I haven't even took her around the barrels yet, so this is like cold turkey. I'm sure she'll remember the barrels. I don't think she's gonna forget them, but we're just gonna hope her big belly doesn't get in the way today.
Kendra Eady, on the other hand, has a different strategy.
I think it's really important to spend a lot of quality time with your horse and to know your horse and to get to know their quirks and their flaws and their strengths and their weaknesses and work around them and work with them. You can't just saddle them up and go hike a leg over them and not know what their mood is that day and just go hope to win.
Rodeo, Alberta. This is Henry. We're going to turn them one to the right. Then two to the left. Keep down, one down, take them out, get them around.
Kendra's intensive training with Captain continues to pay off, while Sierra's risky move to a new horse is about to be tested.
Stoney to win Alberta with a 17.93, 17.93.
It's a valiant effort by Reba, but not enough to win Sierra any money.
But Captain, you show off? What? God, would you let me beat you anywhere? Why are you so greedy?
No ribbons for Sierra.
No damn ribbons. Hey, where's your ribbon? That was a heartfelt run right there. She really tried for me, and she definitely didn't need to. I was asking for her heart today, and she gave it to me. But she's fat, not a shape. Her feet are long. Poor Reba. I should stop calling her fat. What woman likes to be called fat, really? I'm sorry. Didn't mean it.
Sure need to get some rain so we can get this.
I need to get the grass seed planted on this pipeline.
Back on the ranch, the Thurstons have seen better days.
It's dry. Even that stuff that you hauled up the other day, it's crumbly dry. Well, we're having quite a tough year in the agriculture business. We can't seem to get the rain that we need, and the grass is stunted, nothing's growing. We've had late frost, so just the weather has been really against us.
Nobody's having an easy go of it. Stettler County was declared a disaster area last week, so it's not just us, it's bad all over.
All those factors, we decided that it was probably in our best interest to decrease our cow herd.
It sucks because I've watched my parents and I've helped my parents build our ranch into a pretty nice operation, and we bought all this land, and now it's kind of going to hell in a handbasket with this drought.
It's just agonizing. You're out riding through your field thinking, I should just be checking my cattle, not gathering them up to put them on a truck. And that was hard. That was really hard.
Well, if everything's lost, I think Mom and Dad are gonna have to look for jobs, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to sell our land.
I'm really proud of my kids. They've been self-supporting, and unfortunately, I wish that money could have went into a college fund, but we just couldn't afford for them to do it. And if we'd have paid for them to rodeo, it would have broke us.
Wyatt's only chance of going to university is if he gets a rodeo scholarship offered by schools in the U.S. So in order to improve his odds, he's gone back to basic training.
Keep that summits going. Double grab and move your feet.
Wyatt's being taught by the best of the saddle bronc riders, 8-time Canadian champion Rod Hay.
Anybody know a kid by the name of Rod Hay? Oh my, you were watching one of the finest bronc riders Canada and the world has ever known.
Our kids have been very fortunate to, to be around champion type quality people and learn from them. Hopefully they will take that knowledge and surpass what I did with it.
That kid's got all the ability and he tries hard every time. So the biggest thing is to try to not get complacent, be aggressive, and look at not just being a good saddle bronc rider. You want to be the best.
You got to learn how to ride when you're a little bit sore. You got to learn how to win that way, because you're never going to feel 100% every day or every ride. So it's just something you got to learn.
Hopefully, Wyatt is a quick learner. With another big rodeo coming up, the pressure is mounting. The rodeo at Rocky Mountain House is notorious for bad weather. But a little mud isn't going to scare away bull rider Ty Elliott. He's focusing on his first place finish that left him soaring.
Ty Elliott, center stage for your 87-point bull ride today aboard Archie.
He was hoping to capitalize on that high and ride it out again last night. But instead, he fell and lost one position in the overall standings.
The guy's never happy when he gets blocked off. Like, bull riding's one of those things that's a big mental game, and the guy's got to learn how to roll with it and stay positive and kind of forget about what happened yesterday, and it's a new day, and so got to make it work.
But Ty's challenge keeping positive is about more than just rodeo.
How's your mom doing?
Ty's been struggling with the diagnosis of his mother's cancer.
She had chemo again on Wednesday, and it's kind of knocked the wheels off her again. She's kind of feeling rough last night. But people are always coming up to me, no matter where we're at, asking me how my mom is. And like this rodeo community, it is really a big family.
Everywhere he goes, the kids are asking how I am, and we're just so fortunate. They're just very close, very caring, and I know I've got a lot of very close friends in the rodeo community.
Knowing that people are thinking about it that much, and it means a lot.
Right now, he has to find a way to stay focused and get back on his winning streak.
When you're warming up, you're thinking about your ride and just getting mentally prepared too. My biggest thing is keeping a clear head and trying not to think about anything else.
Ty can try clearing his head, but there's no way to forget the bull he's drawn today. His name is Quagmire, and Ty has just one word for him.
Ginormous.
All right, Ty. Come on, ladies, let's make this work.
Bull riding's one of those things I like to compare it to getting in a fight. When you're battling against a bull, you guys got to have his head clear when he gets on, and it's strictly on reaction.
The bull wins the fight today.
That didn't work out near as planned, did it? Hey, Mom, how are you? Oh, doing good. I just got done here at Rocky.
Ty is awesome about keeping in touch. After every performance, he phones.
Oh, I got on that big white bull and ended up jerking me down between his ears. No, I'm fine. Didn't hurt me at all.
He calls after every ride to let his mom know he's okay. But he's more concerned that she's okay.
Yeah, not feeling too hot. I always try to be a positive guy, and the last few weeks, I've been kind of having some stress doing that.
There's just absolutely no reason to be negative. Whether you're a mom or a bull rider, you got to keep positive and keep wanting to get back up and get on.
We got to keep that positive attitude, Mommy. You've had it for a long time. Everybody's behind you. She's the toughest woman I've ever met in my life. She's way tougher than I ever will be. And just her attitude, and it's really something to admire. She's a pretty amazing woman. I'm very proud that she's my mom. All right, Mom. Love you lots.
Ty's going to have to find a way to regain his positive attitude if he wants to get back his competitive edge.
Guy falls off a few bulls in a row. It's not that bad, but when a guy's doing it for a living, it is bad.
Barrel racer Kendra Eady's season is off to an amazing start. She's ranked first in Canada going into the Lee Park Rodeo.
Starting to get him ready for my run today. And get him nice and stretched out, and it'd be nice to make a run on some dry ground today. I prepare for my run by just wandering off by myself quite a long time before I run, just to make sure that my horse is focused on me and I'm focused on him. And I'm not, I guess, being drawn into any negativity or the mind games. There's girls that'll play head games like, oh, you should just be careful, that ground is terrible out there. So of course you're gonna run in there and you're gonna be scared and you're not gonna do good. Girls will do that, it can be vicious. So if I stay out of everybody's way, they'll stay out of mine.
Kendra can have her alone time all she likes, but today she's got company. Lindsay Sears, reigning world champion barrel racer, is Kendra's biggest competition, and she's here for one purpose only: to win.
That horse of hers is absolutely unreal. She just does it, and it just looks effortless for her. She is a true athlete, and I have the utmost respect for that horse.
This is Lindsay Sears, and ladies and gentlemen, over the last 2 years, she has pretty well cleaned up. She has taken a lot of money. Champion barrel racer from Canada. Look at the time, 16:71, great run.
Kendra's up next. 16.71 is the time she'll need to beat to knock Lindsay out of first place.
It's hard, but I have to try and stay relaxed and calm within myself and just keep contact of easy, easy. I know he's always going to run hard to his first barrel, like hard. Harder than any horse I've ever been on. Everything just goes quiet, and all I can hear is my horse's feet running across the ground and the dirt smacking off the barrels as I go around him. I hear him breathing when he's on his way home and his feet galloping in the dirt. Everything just gets so quiet.
$16.65. Where does that put her in the scheme of things? Right on the top side.
That run felt outstanding. He just kind of knew what his job was today, and he got really excited and just took it from me in the alleyway, so I just kind of had to go with it and did a hell of a good job. So I'm really happy with him. But my butt hurts. I somehow managed to whip myself in my own ass on the way out, so I have a bit of a stinger here. But I feel good, I'm excited.
Kendra's victory over the world champion earns her a check for almost $2,000 and has given her such a boost in confidence, she's made a huge decision.
I actually quit my job. It was a really tough decision for me, but I decided that I wanted to focus on rodeo this year, so I thought if I have the chance, I may as well see how it goes.
But in the business of rodeo, there's no such thing as a guaranteed paycheck.
If rodeo was easy, I think everybody would do it. It's always a gamble.
We're going to have a day for all three performances in rodeo. It's a wonderful edition of the rodeo. Scores are coming back for Lance Prairie with 100 points to none.
As the Lee Park Rodeo continues on, the rides stack up, as does one of the busiest places at any rodeo, the medical trailer. And their latest customer is novice bronc rider Wyatt Thurston.
It hurts right there and up to there. Like that, it feels like it's pushing pressure. It hurts back where my hand is and up to here. And then yeah, like when I make a spur stroke, it really hurts. Ah, that hurts.
Right there.
Yeah.
I found it.
I was pretty sore for the last couple of weeks. Legs are bothering me a little bit, but they're kind of going away, and now I just got to worry about this knee and try to get it fixed up.
You need to ice it, and you might help to get some massage on it when it's not so tender.
It just feels like there might be a tendon or a nerve that's kind of twitching in there. I didn't enter any other rodeos this week. I wanted to be fresh for this one.
Wyatt's season is off to a bad start. His last few rides have been on young horses that have left him with injury and doubt.
A little nervous because I'm a little sore, and just so that's running through my mind. You just gotta kind of not think about it.
Here this weekend, he's got a horse that bucks a lot of guys off. And I can tell from the last 3 or 4 days here that he's been pretty nervous about this horse. And I told him, I said, you know what the difference between riding that one last weekend and riding that one this weekend is going to be? And he said, no, what? I said, you're just going to have to try harder.
In this world, there are winners and losers, and a lot of times the thing that makes the difference is those that can control their fear, that recognize fear for what it is, and then go beyond that.
The fear is something that's always there, and it's just one thing you got to learn to put aside, and you have to be able to realize that, yeah, you could get hurt, but you got to put it away, because if you're worried about that, then you're not worried about winning.
Just move over just a little bit there ahead.
Yeah.
Come on, Wyatt. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Get back. There you go.
Wyatt stayed on for the full 8 seconds, but the horse made a beeline for the fence, and Wyatt has been thrown directly into its metal bars.
He went hard into the fence, and he's got a little bit of bleeding on the head. We're just gonna take him, look over him, and hopefully be okay.
At the age of 18, and only in his first pro novice season, Wyatt had hoped to excel in the ring. But right now, he's just hoping he'll even have the chance again.